Hi, it's Alan again, and welcome back to this video, which is all about a very gothic place, a place that's been written about, and you will have heard about it no matter where you are in the world. Welcome to the home of Dracula, Whitby. And just on the right here, you'll see a little plaque on a building. That is where Bram Stoker stayed when he wrote the story Dracula. Now we've crossed the road, so you can have a look at where we've just been. And to walk along the front. Whitby has something that I didn't realise. I took it as being the abbey, the harbour, but it actually has quite a nice beach. Agreed, this time of the year is not exactly when you'd be wanting to be on the beach. In fact, the beaches are extremely nice sand as well, so you can make your nice sandcastles. One of the most famous people from Whitby is Captain Cook, who is famous for travelling around the world, mapping the likes of Australia, New Zealand. He actually didn't come from Whitby, he came from a place called Maritime, but in 1746 he moved to Whitby and started as an apprenticeship at the age of 18. And that's why he's linked so much with Whitby and the trips on the Endeavour, which ended up in Tahiti. Whitby also has links with whaling, hence the whale bones there. And believe it or not, they're not big compared to many whale bones. And those are mounted on the entrance to a viewpoint of the harbour itself, which you can see just in the distance there, the abbey itself. Quite a nice place to go and have a look. Just next to this is an area which is known because this is where Bram Stoker sat when he was writing Dracula. Now, with it being a very old place, Whitby, you've got an awful lot of these narrow, small streets running throughout the place. Many of the streets are only wide enough for a single car. And ever so often, you come across an unusual building. In this part of Whitby, you tend to find shops that you'd find in most high streets. But when we cross the bridge, you'll see quite a bit of a difference. Now, a little bit of a confession here. What you've seen up to this point, I recorded back in October. This is now January 2024, and the reason why I wasn't able to upload it then is because the second half of the recording didn't work. So if you see me wearing slightly different clothes, and the fact it's been raining, and the fact that I'm with my daughter now instead of my wife and my other daughter, that's why. Whitby is famous for something else as well, and that's fish and chips. And the best place in the UK is right here, Papa's Fish and Chips. Well worth a visit, according to the BBC. And of course, Whitby, being famous for fish and chips, is because it's a proper fishing port. Which means the fish in your fish and chips is really fresh. So you'll see seagulls everywhere, fishing boats, but they've obviously got one or two extra things, being a tourist resort as well. That's a restaurant, believe it or not, that ship there. And during the summer months, you can take a little trip out in a fishing boat, see the sights of the harbour. And actually, as we walk up to the bridge now, just at the side, a bit further up, you can even go crabbing on the harbour itself. You can see that some of these buildings must have been here for a long, long time. No doubt to do with the shipping businesses. The bridge that we're going to cross now is actually a swing bridge. On the video that we lost, we actually caught it on the rare occasions where it was opening and closing. But unfortunately that's now gone now, that video. And there are a couple of very small streets just after the bridge itself that are well worth a look down. These are where you start to see the more unusual, more unique Whitby gifts. Right, that one we've just been down was to the right, but this is to the left as you've crossed the bridge. And this is leading to the market square, which is obviously from a long, long time ago. But the shops down here do tend to be the more touristy, the more interesting shops to have a look at. Now we've walked through the market square, which is only a small thing, but now we're walking through the remainder of the shops towards the Abbey steps. Now, I've never actually walked up those steps yet, so it'll be interesting to find out how hard they are. You may notice, walking in front of me, my 12-year-old daughter who got a gimbal for Christmas. It's something that she asked for, so she got it. And if you don't know what a gimbal is, it's that thing holding her smartphone in front of her. Helps stabilise the image. She's actually planning on having her own YouTube channel. If it actually gets uploaded, and she's done quite a few videos and they've not got past her camera yet, then I will certainly put a link in the descriptions about it. But she's having great fun there, playing with her gimbal, practicing what Dad's doing.
All right. Come on.
One thing I would say, when you're walking down this street, look out for jet shops. The reason why I say that is Whitby Jet is the best rated jet in the world. And if you don't know what jet is, it's a precious stone that's been formed over hundreds of years, thousands of years. And I believe, I may be wrong, but I believe it's originally from ancient woodland.
Now for the big test. Now we're going to try the 100 steps all the way up to the Abbey. Wish me luck.
She basically said,
Well, it's certainly a great view from up here. I've only been a few steps, but let's see what it's like further up. Not got very far so far. Let's keep going. One thing, they've at least left you somewhere to sit on the way up. And time to collapse. Oh, that is steep. But look at the view from the top. Well, 100 steps. Yeah, that is stiff on the knees because it's very, very steep. It's not just 100 steps like you're going up your stairs at home. That is steep and it takes it out to you. There are a couple of seats on the way up there, so you don't have to do it all on one fell swoop. But the view from the top is absolutely fantastic. Well worth it. I would suggest coming up here and having a look yourself. So this is St Mary's Parish Church. So this is a proper church that just happens to be right on the top. And the abbey is situated just a bit further behind. But as you can see by these graves, they aren't new graves. And depending on which way they're facing, the wind and the rain has cleared most, if not all, of the writing off them. I mean, let's look at that, for example. You can't tell anything that was on there. Some of them have broken, they've tried to sort them, and you pick up little details. That one's from 1855. But most of them are totally unreadable whatsoever. One thing that a lot of people do come up here for, apart from the stunning views, and let's face it, they are stunning, is looking for the grave of Dracula. Now, believe it or not, some people actually believe that Dracula's grave is up here. The only problem with that is Dracula never existed. What happened was, back over there, which if you look over there, you can just about make out in the distance, if I zoom in a little bit, Captain Cook's Memorial. That is where Bram Stoker sat and was looking over here at all these ancient graves. So it's hardly surprising that such a spooky place, we spent 3 or 4 months here looking at these and writing the story of Dracula. Hardly surprising then that he got the idea of this spooky location. Let's face it, you won't want to be walking through here on a dark night. Certainly give chills to the blood. And there's my daughter, learning her YouTube skills with her gimbal she got for Christmas. Practicing all of this. But just look at the amount of graves that are up here. And if you could read 1 or 2 of them, that'd be about it. And of course, you can walk up to the abbey itself. The abbey is run by English Heritage, so you can get an English Heritage membership, and that gives you full access to the abbey. And in actual fact, you can even drive up here. Not the route that we came. Somebody tried to do that earlier, and they got thoroughly jammed. Maybe at some time during the summer I'll come up here and with my English heritage and do a video from there. Certainly a fantastic place to look at, and I would love to do a sunset from there. Don't know that you can actually be on the site though when it's that late. Plenty to do, gift shop, etc. So if you've got the time, we haven't today, but if you've got the time, well worth the visit.
So now that we've had a look at the Abbey, we've had a look at the harbour, what we're doing now, we're going to walk back to where we parked our car. Just walking along the edge of the harbour, the opposite side to the Abbey over there. And as you walk along, you'll notice the lights have come on because it's getting quite late now, actually. I say it's late, it's just after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but middle of winter, that's what you expect. But here's where you'll see one or two normal shops, if you like, but there's quite a few more touristy things. There's even some amusement arcades further up. And obviously, with it being the best fishing port in the UK, possibly, for fish and chips. Plenty of them about. And even Whitby's most famous visitor, he's got his own shop. Apparently it's quite nice to go inside there. But we just didn't have the time today. And there's plenty of pubs as well if you want to somewhere for a quick drink. And then I can imagine in the summer, sat there, the harbour next to you, a beer in your hand, could be quite nice. And of course, another fish and chip shop. I'll tell you what, if you've never had fish and chips, this is a place to try them for the first time. If you've had fish and chips like everybody else in the UK, this is the first time that you'll actually try really fresh fish and chips. They taste so different. Well, the fish does anyway. And just at the side here is a little aquarium type place. Not been in it. It doesn't look that expensive. So if you were staying here for a few days or Scarborough or whatnot and you're taking a day visit, maybe worthwhile just popping into this, see the wonders of the marine life around Whitby. Not that dear either. As we're walking along, if you notice any of the lights flickering, it's just how a digital camera takes it. If it's at the same sort of frequency, it gives a flickering effect. They're not actually flickering. And even at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, middle of winter, I mean, we're talking the very early week in January, look how busy the place is. Amusements are on, people are around enjoying the sights.
I can tell you.
Hey? Okay.
Absolutely tons to do, even in the winter. And if you come to park here in the winter months, up till the beginning of March, parking's free. But watch out for the pay display. They're next to the parking ones. I got cornered with that and ended up with a nice little parking ticket when I was parked right next to a pay display area. It was a disc zone area. Anyway. Right, we're now going to go and walk down the piers. It is getting a little bit darker. The camera's not showing it. At the end I'll put it on so you can actually see how dark it actually is. The camera's doing quite a good job at the moment. But I'm going to walk down to the end of the pier and see what's down there. Or at least as far as we dare go. Because it is freezing. And yet there's still people on the beach. They must be mad. In this weather anyway. As you can hear now, the waves are really hitting against the side of this. And if you look up there, there's a wooden path that goes a bit further. We are not going to go there tonight. Just wanted to walk up and have a look at these little lights at the top so people know where the harbour is. And then for the return, I'm going to put the actual lighting on the camera to what it is actually like. This looks fantastically nice and bright, but it isn't. Literally just turned round, set the camera to what the actual scene looks like as we're walking along, and you can see how dark it is. but what a fantastic view of the waves and the coast there. Hope you've enjoyed this. There's another video coming up just up here. Apart from that, don't forget to subscribe and like. It makes a difference with us on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this new video. Bye for now.